Before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get Cashback, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to complete this targeted EIDL Advanced Grant application. I've been putting it off seeing what they're going to do as far as taking away the targeted advanced part, the low income part. See if they're going to just give it to everybody, because as I always mention, my address, well, you watch my other videos, you know about the address situation. And when I did the call, if you listen to the video about the EIDL call, she said that I was predetermined. I still don't know what predetermined means, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to complete the application, because there's no point in me holding on to it, because there are people getting funded. There are also a few denials, but the denials wasn't because the address, the denials because maybe they didn't fill out the application correctly, or something was going on with their tax situation. But other than that, there have been quite a few approvals. They've been getting the balance of the $10,000 grant. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to complete this application. Now, I will be editing out all personal, well, not personal, but all sensitive information, including my application number. So bear with me with that. But I'm going to walk through as much as I can where it won't put my sensitive information out there. Okay. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe, share, comment, like. Check out the links in the description and follow along. So here's some information updates. Provide the following information and carefully review before submitting. SBA is collecting the requested information in order to determine whether you're eligible for a targeted economic injury disaster loan, advanced, targeted EIDL advance. SBA may provide you with a targeted EIDL advance of up to $10,000 for working capital if you meet certain conditions. The combined amount of the targeted EIDL advance and any previously received EIDL advance may not exceed $10,000. You will not be required to repay the targeted EIDL advance or EIDL advance. If you have questions about this application or problems providing the required information, please contact our customer service center at 1-800-659-2955. And then you have their email address. SBA will use information that you previously submitted with your COVID-19 EIDL and EIDL advance application in addition to new information requested in this application to determine your eligibility. Your response to this application is required for SBA to make that determination. This is just the Privacy Act information here. It's a paperwork reduction. Okay, eligibility questions. Applicant must review and respond to all of the following questions. Please note that owner includes each proprietor, each limited partner or LLC member who owns 20% or more interest, each general partner or managing member, and each stockholder or entity owning 20% or more voting stock. If applicant does not meet the initial eligibility requirements, applicant will not be able to proceed to the remainder of the application. Here's the questions. Are all owners of the applicant U.S. citizens, non-citizen nationals, or qualified aliens? So more than likely you're going to answer yes to that. Is any principal of the applicant with a 50% or greater ownership interest more than 60 days delinquent on child support obligations? You should be able to answer no to this. In the past year, has any owner or applicant been convicted of a felony committed during and in connection with a right? You should be able to answer no to this. These look like similar questions to the original application. Has applicant or owners of applicant ever been engaged in the production or distribution of any product or service that has been determined to be obscene by a court of competent? Okay. Is applicant or owners of applicant currently suspended or debarred? They use that word right there. As soon as I saw that, that's a no. Is any owner of the applicant currently incarcerated? Is any of the applicant presently subject to an indictment? Criminal information. Okay. Within the last 5 years, for any felony involving fraud, bribery, embezzlement, or a false, I don't have anything to do with that. Is applicant engaged in any illegal activity? That's a no. Does applicant present live performance of a truant? Okay, no. Does applicant derive more than 1/3 of gross annual revenue from legal gambling activities? That's a no. Looks like most of these are going to be a no. Is applicant primarily engaged in political or lobbying activities? Is applicant owned by a state, local, or municipal government? No. No, not owned by a member of Congress. Applicant in any agricultural enterprise other than? No. Is applicant a nursery farm? No. Is applicant a pawn shop? No. Is applicant engaged in lending or investment? No. Is applicant a loan packager? No. Is applicant engaged in multi-level sales distribution? No. Is applicant engaged in real estate development or investments other than rental properties? No. Is applicant a life insurance company? No. How many employees does applicant have as of the date of this target EIDL advanced application? 1. Gonna go at 1 there. Let's scroll up and look at something right quick. Non-citizen national is defined. Qualified alien is defined. Okay. Gonna go ahead and continue. So basically, it was only answered yes to one question, and that was are all owners of the applicant U.S. citizens, non-citizen nationals, or qualified aliens? So that was the only yes. Everything else is no. Okay, so here's where you're going to enter your income information for the months up to from January 2019, every month, all the way up until March 2021. So I'm going to do that now, and you'll see here. All right. Okay, right here, I'm going to provide a phone number, but we're going to cut that part out. But I'm going to do that last, all right? I'm going to add all this income here, okay? Right back. Okay, well, here it is. I got in all of the income from January 2019 till March 2021. And you have to show a 25% reduction. And that's what I have here. I have a 25% reduction. I have an actual 50% reduction, so I will possibly qualify for the $5,000 grant as well, because you have to have 50% reduction in income. And as you can see, for 2020, the income reduction is significant every month until you get to September and also November. So September, November is where the income increased actually above what I earned from 2019. But you had to show 8 consecutive weeks. And from anywhere between January, even if you want to start from when it first started the pandemic, so you can even start in March. So even from March till March and April right here, it's a 25%, even 50% reduction. If you do April and May, you can do May and June, June and July. So either way, anywhere in here, you can pull 8 weeks and I qualify. All right. Now I did look at some of my paperwork. The only issue I may have is the addresses, because I had moved and I never updated the address. I haven't even updated with the bank account, and that's because of the address that I've been using is a UPS box address. I know for business to obtain credit, they don't want you to have PO boxes and UPS boxes, even when you're registering with when you're registering your corporation or your LLC, you can't use a UPS box or a PO box. The original business address that's registered in that high income area, that very high income area, is actually, I don't use that address anymore. So actually I looked at my the EIDL from last year. I actually used my registered agent's address, which is actually in a low income area. So I should be okay. Notice I should be okay, because what I used last year to apply is the registered agent's address. Now, I don't even know if I did that or they did that. I don't know, because I could have sworn I used the actual business address, but I don't use that address anymore regardless, so that don't even matter. So the registered agent's address is actually on the application, and that's the low income. That's actually a low income area. Now, the situation is, like I say, when I did the taxes, I used my UPS box, because that's where I get my mail at the UPS box. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna add my phone number here. So I'm assuming I guess I'm gonna expect a call from them regarding that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this phone number, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I entered the phone number. I'm going to check this box, and we're going to go with the schedule C, E, or F, because that's the form we used for the tax return for 2019. Click I'm not a robot. Go through this information again. This is the income. I got the phone number up there. Check the box. And here goes nothing. You're going to submit it. Alright, so that's it, everybody. That was pretty much it. It says your targeted EIDL advanced application has been submitted. I will show you the whole thing, but it has my application number on it. But this is actually a screenshot. So I'm going to save this, because they don't send email confirmations or anything like that. So you have to write down the information and all that. But this is my screenshot. I'm going to save the screenshot, and that way I'll have the information saved and I can refer back to it But it was a pretty simple, straightforward application process. I just have some situations going on my end that I'm hoping don't hinder me in the process of me getting the rest of the grant. All right, because they're actually going through whatever they're going through instead of honoring what they're supposed to honor back a year ago. So they're doing this whole checking down and things like that, which I guess is okay because it was a lot of fraud. So, I mean, we all heard about it. We heard about people doing, crazy things, saying they own a farm where they don't own a farm, saying they have a business and they have 10 employees when they don't have a business at all. So we have that. They don't have any paperwork showing, or the people probably even doctored paperwork for them. They're still doing it now. I'm hearing about things like that. I'm hearing about it online, and, people doctoring paperwork and people asking me questions like, hey, should I do this? And I'm saying no, because if the SBA and the IRS ever decide to crack down, you don't want to be in that line. Trust me, you don't. So, as long as you submit this information and you're legit and you can have proof of what you're saying, you should be okay. Only thing about the targeted EIDL advance is that there are no reconsiderations. So you can't go back and say, hey, this was that. And, you have proof and they say, okay, if you're denied, that's it. And that's not, that part is not fair, because you should have done what you're supposed to have done last year. There was none of this. You have to be in a low income. You had to show a 25%. There was none of that, because it was in the beginning and they just changed it in the middle of what we were supposed to be doing. We were supposed to get to $10,000 and you cracked down later. Unfortunately, that was the situation, because we were in you saw my income. My income plummeted. That was just the business side. That just plummeted like that. So, if I hadn't had a situation where I was able to get a lump sum of cash because of an accident I had in 2018, I would be in a bad spot. I would have been terrible. But again, it's not right, but this is where we're at right now until they decide to change that and we just get the money, because that's what they owed us from last year. And also, if you get denied and you have proof of whatever you're claiming, you should be able to be reconsidered. All right. So again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to It's Awasi. Like, share, and until the next video, everybody, let's get this money.